Hey y'all, yesterday we canned up 18 pints of salsa to last us the winter. And today I have our gallon of nacho cheese that we bought at the bulk store, and we are going to put that into pint jars. Now, before anybody gets all upset, I know the FDA has no guidelines to can milk dairy products, okay? This is safe. I've done it. If you want to do it, great. If you don't, that's okay. But there's no need to scream at me about it in the comments unless you really want to. But we're going to change this into a bunch of pints. So hang out. We're going to be getting going here real quick. Hey, if you get any value out of this content, why don't you go ahead and click that like button and the subscribe button and that little bell notification so that you get notified every time we come out with new content. Hey, you could feed a chicken, a cat, and a fat man. As you can see, I have about 2 inches of water in this pan warming up. We're going to use that as a double boiler to heat up the nacho cheese. I have my pint jars heating up over here. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. Each quart is 2 pints, so that's 8 pints. And so now I am going to take the label off this because it's just going to get wet. And do not put this can in the hot water when it's still sealed. You will have an explosion. I am going to try to do this by hand. Holy cow. Got P38s that work better than this thing. I had a nice one. I don't know what happened to it. There. See how chunky that is in there? We don't want that. So now we're going to put this in the hot water. We don't want to boil the cheese. We just want to heat it up and get it so it will come out of the can easier. If you boil the cheese, it's going to separate the oil from the dairy, and that's no good. That's no good at all. Now what this does is it effectively makes a double boiler. You have the water boiling outside, and then you have this container that is heating inside it, so it should not be able to burn the cheese. You really don't want to burn the cheese or cut it. I have a spoon about the right size, and I'm just gonna, as that's warming up, I'm just going to mix it just a little bit. Hang around to the end and I'll show you a cool use for this pint-sized nacho cheese. Alright, here we are. We've got the cheese in the boiler. Now watch this. That's going to come right off there with just a little bit of coaxing, which is exactly what I want. I'm going to grab one of these sterilized steamed jars and start filling. Now we're going to fill it right to the bottom. Maybe I didn't have it quite. Oops. Too much. Okay. What do I do with that? Okay, I put too much in it, so I'm just going to take and... But you want to fill it just to the bottom of the threads here. You want to leave some head space. All right, so we ended up with 6 jars. Wendy and I just take paper towel, running around the top of the outside. It's important there's nothing on that. And screw that lid on. Doesn't have to be tight. You leave the headspace so a vacuum can form. See, now this has got this little thing here that I don't like. I want to get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get that little air pocket. You don't want air pockets. Air can allow botulism in. You see how that is? I have to fill the water about an inch above the lids. Okay, we got to water about an inch above the cans, and we are ready to water bath. All right, we'll see you in just a couple seconds. As I said before, process them in the water bath canner once it gets boiling for 20 minutes, and then you can let them out. And that's what I'm going to do here. This is the proper way to hold this. You got the straight handles and you got the curved things. Some people don't know that. I watched a video of somebody. Okay, you stick it in there, you squeeze them together. Okay, now I'm going to let these sit here for 24 hours. As I promised, here is the secret that you can do with these and why I put them and the salsa in pint jars. You take a pint jar of salsa and a pint jar of cheese out of the cupboard and you dump them both into a bowl and mix them all up. You got con queso and it is delicious. Perfect. Hey, if you got any value out of today's video, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. It's free to subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I come out with a new video. We'll talk to you later. Happy canning and God bless.